In the rusted heart of upstate New York, nestled by the chilling waters of the Genesee River, a monster lurked in plain sight. He was not the stuff of nightmares or horror fiction. He was real, and his name was Arthur Shawcross. To the outside world, Shawcross appeared like a man trying to rebuild. Quiet, odd, but harmless. After serving time for killing a child, he slipped back into society under the guise of rehabilitation. But what followed was one of the most gruesome killing sprees in American history. Born prematurely in Kittery, Maine in 1945, Shawcross was raised in Watertown, New York. His early life was scarred by emotional and alleged sexual abuse, claims which remain murky, but were consistent in his later confessions. He was a chronic bedwetter, bullied at school, and often lashed out at others, traits later seen as early red flags. His childhood was twisted by obsession. By age 8, he was sexually active, both with children and animals. He claimed incest with family members and was raped by a man as a child, an experience that he said forever linked sexual pleasure with pain. When he served in Vietnam, Shawcross said he embraced violence, allegedly raping and murdering civilians, mutilating corpses, and even engaging in cannibalism. While many of these claims are unverified, they paint a disturbing portrait of a man descending into madness. After returning from war, he was volatile and unstable. In 1972, Shawcross murdered 2 children, 10-year-old Jack Blake and 8-year-old Karen Ann Hill. He lured them, assaulted them, and disposed of their bodies like garbage. Shockingly, he was only convicted of 1 count of manslaughter and served just 15 years before being released. Then came the second spree. Between 1988 and 1990, Rochester, New York became his hunting ground. Most of his victims were sex workers, women he saw as vulnerable, easy to manipulate, and, in his mind, disposable. In March 1988, 27-year-old Dorothy Blackburn was found in Salmon Creek, her body bearing deep bite marks. Shawcross picked her up in his car, promising a quick transaction. But once secluded, he accused her of biting him during oral sex. In a fit of rage, he bit her genitals, then strangled her with his bare hands. He dumped her lifeless body into the icy creek. In July 1988, Anna Stephan climbed into his vehicle offering sex for money. When Shawcross failed to perform, she mocked him. Enraged, he punched her to the ground. As she tried to crawl away into the river, he followed, pressing her head under until her movements ceased. Her body floated downstream until it was caught in debris. Dorothy Keeler, a 59-year-old homeless woman he once befriended, joined him for a day of fishing. As they sat beneath a crude shelter by the water, an argument escalated. Shawcross claimed she stole from him. Without warning, he grabbed a log and smashed her head. He buried her under brush, and later returned to scatter her remains. In September 1989, Patricia Ives, known as Crazy Patty, approached him for a date. They drove to a construction site. During intercourse, she allegedly tried to steal his wallet. He responded by punching her, raping her, and strangling her until she went limp. He left her body covered by debris. Frances Brown, killed in October 1989, engaged in oral sex with Shawcross. He claimed she insulted him mid-act. In response, he forced her deeper until she suffocated. He continued his assault on her corpse before dumping her body down an embankment. Maria Welch, 22, accepted a ride and was taken to the riverside. Shawcross said she argued about money. In anger, he strangled her, then left her in thick brush like discarded trash. June Stotts, a mentally disabled woman and family acquaintance, trusted Shawcross enough to go for a drive. After consensual sex turned awkward, she panicked. He pressed his hand over her mouth until she stopped breathing. Later, he admitted to cutting open her body and consuming parts of her flesh. Elizabeth Gibson was another victim, who merely wanted warmth and companionship. Shawcross invited her in, only to fly into a rage and choke her to death. Her body was left in Wayne County. June Cicero met him near the Genesee River. After killing her, he returned 2 days later, cut out her with a saw, and claimed to have eaten it. Felicia Stevens, a black sex worker, was his final known victim. Shawcross couldn't even recall the killing in detail, only that he strangled her and dumped her near the others. In total, Shawcross killed 11 women during this spree. Police caught him in January 1990, after they found his car near the body of Cicero, and surveillance saw him masturbating at the scene. He was arrested and confessed within hours. His trial was a media circus. He pleaded insanity, claiming to be possessed by a 13th-century cannibal spirit and haunted by his abusive mother. But jurors weren't convinced. In 1991, he was sentenced to 250 years to life. Even in prison, he stirred controversy, selling paintings, marrying his pen pal Clara Neal, and attracting morbid fascination from the public. Arthur Shawcross died in 2008, but the pain he left behind lives on, in the families of his victims, in the city he terrorized, and in the chilling reminder of what can happen when a monster is set free. This is the horrifying case of Arthur Shawcross, the Genesee River Killer.